of Becky's Bookworm. Today I'm going to talk about graphic novels. I just wanted to talk about some that I'd read recently and what I thought about them. So, the first one I'm going to discuss is Trees, Volume 2. So, this is set in the not so distant future where these big tree-like things have landed on Earth and nobody knows what they're for or what they're doing. I'm not going to spoil it by saying what happens, but this is a continuation of something that happens in the first novel to do with these trees, and it's quite good. It's got a really varied cast of people. There's lots of people of colour, there's trans people in here. It's really good to see. It's quite inclusive, and the story as it's starting to unfold is really, really interesting. I really love the way it's drawn. It's quite dark and it's quite busy, but the story is really, really interesting, and it is a really dark story. I guess nobody is safe. I really like this page as well. It's just really good. I'll read you what it says on the back because I'm worried that if I try and explain too much I'm probably going to spoiler it. So 10 years after they landed all over the world and they did nothing, standing on the surface of the earth like trees, exerting their silent pressure on the world as if there were no one here and nothing underfoot. 10 years since we learned that there is intelligent life in the universe, but that they did not recognise us as intelligent or alive. That's sort of where Volume 1 starts from, and then this is a continuation. So if you're into stuff like this, then I definitely recommend it. I can't wait for the next issue to come out. Next one, Rat Queens Volume 3. Really love this. I've got the other two volumes as well. Just a group of ass-kicking, like magic-loving, beer-swilling women, independent, all really well written, really well rounded, all interesting, all different, not stereotypical. Really enjoyed it, and this story in particular where you find out quite a bit more about some of their backgrounds, so you can see why they are the way they are and why they behave the way they behave. But without spoiling it, I'll just show you some really good, like the drawings are quite good. Yeah, I would recommend if you're into sort of magical adventure type stuff but with a feminist vibe, then this is probably the one for you. I'm cheating today, I haven't got tea in here, I've got water because I'm too lazy to go downstairs and boil the kettle again. The next one is an oldie but a goodie. It's The Punisher, Volume 1. Now, you've probably heard of The Punisher by now because there's been TV shows and things like that. I've seen the various films that have happened in the past, and I was really keen to read this when I saw that my partner had bought it, so I thought I'd give it a go. It's pretty bleak and it's pretty brutal, which is what you would expect from The Punisher. Really well drawn. There's a lot of interesting characters. You find out a lot about Frank and what happened, and he saw things he shouldn't have seen in Nam when he was there, and it's basically him just going after loads of bad guys and how he does that and who the bad guys are. I quite like that. You get to find out who these bad guys are and why they are the way they are, so that was quite interesting as well. But yeah, it is not for the faint-hearted. There's some pretty graphic scenes in there, and there's also in the beginning where they're in Nam, there's quite a lot of racial slurs, which I didn't really like, but I know they've put it in there because it was in fitting with how they spoke at the time, I guess. I did enjoy it. It is very bleak, and I don't usually like reading too many bleak things all in one go, so I quickly went on to something a bit more upbeat straight after this. But I will probably be reading the rest of them, or trying to convince my partner that he should go out and buy them so that I can read them after him. Next one is my friend lent me her copy of Transmetropolitan. Can't believe this has ever passed me by. This is absolutely brilliant. This dude on the front is called Spider Jerusalem. He's a journalist in a really messed up future. People that the earth is got all types of different people living on there. People are addicted to things. People are just really out there, trying to push limits on things. Half machine, half person, half alien, half person. People aren't really caring about stuff, and he's basically been in hiding, and he comes out of hiding after 5 years to try and write this story. He's just absolutely brilliant. He gives no fucks at all, and he just goes through life just trying to write the stories and trying to make some money. So after that I got the second one, which is also really good, did not disappoint, really enjoyed it. It's just a continuation really of the first story. It just runs straight through. Again, I don't really want to tell you too much, because I think a lot of these are really good for the fact that there's no spoilers. I'll just read you the back. After being dragged back to the city that made him famous and nearly drove him insane, outlaw journalist Spider Jerusalem is getting his old footing back. The stories are rolling in: nanotech consciousness downloads, dislocation disorders among cryogenic revivals, dispatches from the human culture reservations, and Jerusalem, with his shiny new apartment and fresh from the strip club assistant, is firing on all cylinders. It's too good to last, of course, but not even Spider Jerusalem could predict how fast it would all go downhill, or how quickly he would end up penniless, locked in a pay toilet and hunted by multiple teams of assassins demanding payment in blood for his many transgressions. So yeah, if that seems like something you'll be into, pick it up, let me know what you think of it, and we can mention it in the comments below, we can have a chat. The last one is something my partner actually bought me for my birthday, and I've only just got round to reading. And anybody that knows me knows I absolutely love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I guess I got into it when I was 16 probably. I know when I was watching it on TV I was the same age as Buffy, so if it was 96, 97 I was 16-ish. And I remember watching it, I loved it, and I carried on watching it afterwards. I tend to watch it on a loop, so I will put it on in the background, watch that, then watch Angel, and then start again. I guess it's just something that's been consistent throughout my whole life. I know every episode like the back of my hand, and it's just great. So I was really pleased when my partner gave me this for my birthday, and I really loved it. This was basically meant to be what the film never was. For those that don't know the background, basically Joss Whedon wrote Buffy, and I guess there was a bit of a power struggle and it was changed beyond recognition basically, and he had no power to fight that, so he ended up leaving, and we got the Buffy the Vampire Slayer film that we know with Kirsty Swanson in it. It's okay, it's just a funny tongue-in-cheek film, but that's not what Joss Whedon wanted it to be. This is what he wanted it to be, and it's great. It's really interesting, some good backstories. There's there are some similarities to the film, especially right in the beginning bits. It just goes into stuff quite a lot more, and yeah, I just really enjoy it, and I'm hoping that I will get the rest of the volumes for Christmas. So that is all I've got for today. If you've read any of these, please let me know down in the comments. Give my video a like and let me know that you like the content. And I will be back very soon with more videos. Okay, big bookish hugs. Bye!